221.
Veda vinashinam nityam.
Veda vinashinam nityam.
Ya enamajamavyayam.
Ya enamajamavyayam.
Katham sa purusha partha.
Kadham sa purusha partha.
Kam ghatayadi handikam.
Kam ghadayadi handikam.
221.1. The meaning of the words of the shloka. Veda vinashinam. That is Veda plus avinashinam. Veda knows. Avinashinam, without destruction. Nityam, eternal. Ya, that is Yah, whosoever. Enam ajam avyayam. Enam ajam avyayam. Enam, this self. Ajam, unborn. Avyayam, without decay. Katham, how. Sa, that is Saha, he. Purusha, man. Partha, O Arjuna. Kam, whom. Khatayati, causes to slay. Hanti, slays. Kam, whom. 221.2. The meaning of the shloka. Whosoever knows this self to be indestructible, eternal, unborn, and without decay, O Arjuna, how does he slay or cause to slay, and whom does he slay or cause to slay? 221.3. Bhashya.
Veda vijanati avinashinam andhyabhava vikararahitam nityam viparinamarahitam yo veda iti sambandha enam purvena mantrena uktalakshanam ajam janmarahitam avyayam apakshayarahitam. Katham kena prakarena saha vidwan purushaha adhikritaha hanti hananakriyam karoti. Katham va ghatayati hantaram prayojayati. Na kathanchit kanchit hanti, na kathanchit kanchit ghatayati iti ubhayatra akshepa eva arthaha prashnartha sambhavat. Hetvarthasya avikriyatwasya tulyatvad vidushaha sarva karma pradishetaha eva prakaranarthaha abhiprayataha bhagavataha. Hantehe tu akshepaha udaharanarthatvena.
Translation. How does the one who knows the unborn and undecaying self, described in the previous mantra as indestructible, that is devoid of the final change, and eternal, that is without any change, do the act of killing? Such a knowledgeable person is himself enlightened. How does he make another kill? Meaning, in no way does he kill or cause another to kill. Both the questions, how and whom does he kill or cause another to kill, are only rhetorical, as an interrogative sense is not called for here. The immutability of the self, shown here as the reason for inaction, holds good for all actions of the enlightened one. Therefore, negation of all actions, karma, in a man of realization is what Bhagavan means here. Negation of killing is only an example. 221.4. Explanation. As we saw in 219.4, the word enam refers to that which is discussed previously, that is, the self. Avinashi is the one without destruction, that is, devoid of the sixth and last change that occurred to us. See 227. Nitya means lasting forever without change. The self is without any action. All actions are for generating a change. The Acharya asserts that a person who has realized the self as changeless is beyond all action or karma. He knows that the indestructible self is the very nature of all beings. Therefore, he neither kills nor makes others kill. That means that action of any kind has no relevance for him. 221.5 Bhashya.
विदुषः कं कर्मासम्भवे हेतुविशेषं पश्यन् कर्माणि आक्षिपति भगवान् कथं स पुरुषः इति.
Translation. Objection. What special reason does Bhagavan see for negating karma in the enlightened one? In the words, how can he, etc. Bhashya.
ननु उक्तः एव आत्मनः अविक्रियत्वं सर्वकर्मासम्भवकारणविशेषः.
Translation. Reply. The immutability of the self has already been stated as the reason for the absence of all actions. Bhashya.
सत्यम् उक्तः न तु स कारणविशेषः अन्यत्वाद् विदुषः अविक्रियाद् आत्मनः इति. न हि अविक्रियं स्थाणुं विदितवतः कर्म न सम्भवति इति चेत्.
Translation. Objection. True, it has been stated, but it does not become sufficient reason because the enlightened one is distinct from the immutable self. You cannot say that a man who knows a pillar to be immovable does not have any action to do. Bhashya.
न विदुषः आत्मत्वाद् न देहादिसङ्घातस्य विद्वत्ता. अतः पारिशेष्याद् असंहतः आत्मा विद्वान् अविक्रियः इति तस्य विदुषः कर्मासम्भवाद् आक्षेपः युक्तः कथं स पुरुषः इति. यथा बुद्ध्याद्याहृतस्य शब्दाद्यर्थस्य अविक्रिय एव सन् बुद्धिवृत्त्यविवेकविज्ञानेन अविद्यया उपलब्धा आत्मा कल्प्यते. एवमेव आत्मानात्मविवेकज्ञानेन बुद्धिवृत्त्या विद्यया असत्यरूपया एव परमार्थतः अविक्रियः एव आत्मा विद्वान् उच्यते. विदुषः कर्मासम्भववचनात् यानि कर्माणि शास्त्रेण विधीयन्ते तानि अविदुषः विहितानि इति भगवतः निश्चयः अवगम्यते.
Translation. Reply. What you say is not correct. The enlightened one is the self. The conglomeration of things like body and senses, etc., does not have enlightenment. What follows is that as the enlightened one is the self itself, quite different from the body conglomeration, he is immutable. As no karma happens to him, the negation of action in the words, how can he, etc., is quite in order. Though the self is immutable, it is imagined to be the recipient of sensory objects like sound presented by the intellect. This is because of ignorance arising out of the inability to distinguish between the self and the activities of the intellect. Similarly, it is said that by the knowledge, which itself is a modification of the intellect and therefore unreal, but which distinguishes self and non-self, the real knowledge that the knower himself is immutable dawns. From the assertion that action is impossible for the enlightened one, it can be understood that the definite intention of Bhagavan is that actions enjoined in the scriptures are meant for the unenlightened. 221.6 Explanation. The objector raised a valid question. Just by knowing the self, how can you say that the knower is one with it? The knower does not acquire the quality of the known, he just knows it. If a person knows a pillar to be immovable, he himself does not become immovable. This objection is refuted by stating that the pillar is different from the one who knows it, whereas the self itself is the knower. Knowing is not a function of the body senses conglomerate, but of what is within you, and what is within you is the self. There is no question of knowing it distinct from you. The self is not the same as other objects like the body or senses or their conglomerate. They are all subject to mutation like birth, growth, and decay, but the self is beyond all mutations and is the basis on which all changes take place. The knower of the self, being the self itself, is therefore beyond all actions. He has no karma. Therefore, Bhagavan's question, how does he kill or cause to kill, is quite appropriate. 221.7. The Acharya recognizes the role of the intellect in arriving at this knowledge. A mental activity, vritti, is necessary for knowing anything, but one has to remember that such knowledge is of the unreal kind, vidyaya asatyaya rupaya. It is like a light that reveals what has been there. The awareness of what is revealed will be there even when the light is removed. In fact, the role of the light is limited to that. Once the revelation takes place, it will be there. If we continue in this domain of unreal knowledge brought out by reading, discussing, and other intellectual activity, we will not reach the real knowledge, which is of the self. Knowing it is the ultimate knowledge, paravidya, and it is not knowing but realizing. There, the distinction between the knower, the known, and the act of knowing disappears, and the knower becomes the one non-dual, the enlightened. For such an individual, there is no karma, not even those ordained by the scriptures. All actions are for the unenlightened.